Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Goldilocks. She had the curliest, bounciest, most boing-boing golden hair you ever saw. Goldilocks loved to run and play all day. One bright sunny morning, she skipped through the big green forest. Skip, skip, skip! She twirled around. She sang a little song. La 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 la. But suddenly she stopped. Oh! What's that? She said. Right in front of her was a little house with a red door and a funny-looking chimney. It puffed out a poof of smoke like a dragon. Puff, puff. Goldilocks rubbed her eyes. Who lives here? She asked. All curious. She tiptoed closer. Tip, tip, tip. She knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. No one answered. She knocked again, louder this time. Knock, knock, knock. Still no answer. Said Goldilocks, tapping her chin. Maybe no one's home. She gave the door a little push. Creak! It opened. Goldilocks smiled a big cheeky grin. I'll just take a teeny tiny look inside, she said. She tiptoed into the house. Tap, tap, tap. Inside, Goldilocks smelled something delicious. What's that yummy smell? She asked. Her tummy gave a big growl. She looked around and saw 3 bowls of porridge on the table. There was a big bowl. There was a medium bowl. And there was a teeny tiny bowl. Goldilocks' eyes sparkled. Oh, porridge! She picked up a spoon and tasted the big bowl first. Slurp. Ouch, too hot, too hot, she cried, fanning her tongue. It's like fire. She waved her arms up and down like a silly chicken. Flap, flap, flap. Then she tried the medium bowl. Slurp. Too cold. It's like eating snow. She shivered, wrapping her arms around herself. Brrrr. Her teeth chattered like a little squirrel. Finally, she tried the teeny tiny bowl. Slurp. Ah, just right, she said, licking her lips. She ate it all up. Nom, nom, nom. Yummy in my tummy. She giggled. Her belly gave a happy burp. Oopsie, she said, covering her mouth. After eating, Goldilocks felt sleepy. I need a little sit down. She yawned, stretching her arms high. She looked around and saw 3 chairs. There was a big chair. There was a medium chair. And there was a teeny tiny chair. Goldilocks jumped into the big chair first. Plop. Oof, too hard. It's like sitting on a rock, she said, bouncing right off. She rubbed her bottom and made a funny face. Aha! Then she sat in the medium chair. Plop. Uh-oh, too soft. I'm sinking, help. I'm turning into a marshmallow, she said, wiggling and squirming. She slid right off the chair with a whoosh. Whiz! She giggled. Finally, she sat in the teeny tiny chair. Plop! Ah, just right, she said, sitting nice and tall. But suddenly, crack! The chair broke into 100 tiny pieces. Crash! Goldilocks tumbled to the floor with a big thud. She looked at the broken chair and said, Oopsie daisy. She covered her mouth and giggled. Now Goldilocks was feeling super sleepy. I need a nap, she said, rubbing her sleepy eyes. She saw 3 beds. There was a big bed. There was a medium bed. And there was a teeny tiny bed. "I'll try the big bed," she said, jumping onto it. Flop! Ow, too bumpy. "This bed feels like sleeping on rocks," she said, bouncing up and down like a ball. Boing, boing. Then she tried the medium bed. Flop! "Whoa, too squishy. It's like sleeping on a giant marshmallow," she said, rolling around. "Help! I'm getting stuck." She wiggled and wriggled but couldn't get comfy. Finally, she tried the teeny tiny bed. Flop! "Ah, just right," she whispered, pulling up the soft blanket. She snuggled under the covers. Snore, snore, snore. Soon she was fast asleep. But guess what? The 3 bears who lived in the house were coming home. There was a big daddy bear with big paws and a grumpy face. Stomp, stomp, stomp. There was a medium mommy bear with soft fur and a gentle smile. Tip, tap, tip, tap. And there was a teeny tiny baby bear with a cute round belly and little fluffy ears. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter. The bears walked into their house. Daddy Bear looked at the table. Grrrr! "Who ate my porridge?" he growled. His voice was so loud it made the windows shake. Mommy Bear looked at her bowl. Who ate my porridge?" she said, scratching her chin. Baby Bear looked at his tiny bowl. He gasped. "Someone ate my porridge and it's all gone," he squeaked. His eyes got as big as pancakes. Oh no. The bears walked over to their chairs. Daddy Bear saw his big chair. "Yarr, who sat in my chair?" he growled, stomping his big foot. Mommy Bear looked at her soft chair. Who sat in my chair?" she said, tapping her paw on the chair. Baby Bear looked at his teeny tiny chair. "Oh no, someone sat in my chair and broke it," he squealed, looking at the pieces on the floor. He looked so surprised his little bear mouth was wide open. Wah! The bears hurried to their bedroom. Daddy Bear saw his big bed. "Grrr, grrr! Who's been sleeping in my bed?" he roared, his voice shaking the walls. Mommy Bear saw her bed. Who's been sleeping in my bed?" she said, touching the wrinkled blankets. Baby Bear tiptoed to his teeny tiny bed. He gasped. "Someone's sleeping in my bed, and she's still there," he squeaked, pointing to Goldilocks. Just then, Goldilocks woke up. Blink, blink! She saw 3 bears staring right at her. "Oh!" she cried. Her heart went thump, thump, thump like a drum. Goldilocks jumped out of the bed. Boing! She ran out of the house as fast as her legs could carry her. Zoom, zoom, zoom. The 3 bears ran to the window and watched her go. Daddy Bear scratched his big furry head. Mommy Bear smiled and shook her head. And Baby Bear waved his little paw and giggled, "Bye-bye, silly girl." Goldilocks ran all the way home, her golden curls bouncing like springs. And from that day on, Goldilocks always knocked on doors and never ever went inside someone's house without asking first. The end.